Non-fungible idiots, don't you know? Banging our heads to the rhythm of the code. We don't care about dollars or the shiny blade. We're just holding to zero. It's our everything. Round tripping positions, that's how we roll. We won't make a dollar, won't sell a thing. We're the zero holders, our anthem we sing. Zero holders, our anthem we sing. Zero holders, we're the kings of the sea. The non-fungible idiots who live in the tree. We're all on the zero, it's our way to be. In the world of NFTs, we're wild and free.
Good morning, guys. Ooh, baby. Man, another wild 24 hour. God, dude. I keep saying that, like a wild 24 hours, but really interesting time here, man. Like where every 24 hours, we've got major happenings in the news cycle here. Yet again, last night, Donald Trump at, what was it, the Libertarian Convention? Is that what it was? But of course, with some giga-bullish comments, which all should be taken with a grain of salt. Good morning, guys. Runestone, great to see you, bro. Tickle GM, sir, G-Meow. I think today's the day. Guys, today's going to be way more heavily focused on prices and talk of adoption. Way more NFT focused today than yesterday. Just a heads up, because I'm really sensing the buying opportunity. The time to buy is probably right now. Probably right now. Even if things go lower right now, I'm looking to make some moves today, I think. Join, good morning, sir. Great to see you. To Yank, my Crypto Slam bro. Good to see you, man. And Felipe, yeah, man. That was wild. Man, they tore him apart. Even with Trump saying some great things, it's just like what can you believe out of the dude's mouth? And I'd say very little. Okay, one of my favorite things I'm starting to see right now is Franklin trying so hard to get that job on the Biden team, right? To be their like meme guy. And I bet you there's a good chance he actually gets that gig, both as a meme guy and a crypto guy. I bet he gets it. So he's basically interviewing for the job right on X, live for us all. He's not bad at it. He actually might be better at that than he is at just his normal shtick. I bet you Franklin's going to get that gig, but we'll take a look at that because, yeah, we're going to start with some of the political stuff. Interesting stuff, obvious stuff. At this point, Trump being the grifter that he is, if there's something that you know resonates with crypto bros, he's going to say it. I mean, it's that simple. But no matter what, I mean, if this becomes his policy, great. If Biden wants to match that, great. Either way, this works out, I think, pretty damn well for us all. Oh, wow. Tickle, really cool. Okay, I want to hear more about that, especially as we get into, I guess, our main topics today, which is going to be, again, NFT focused, but I think heavily Ordinals focused. There's just, these prices keep coming down, and that will end at some point. And I think that point is coming up very soon, maybe even this week. I want to take advantage of the low prices and low volume because I don't think it's going to stay. I keep saying here we've not seen capitulation yet. We haven't. We haven't seen any type of actual reaction to all of this positive news. I mean, we have never had news this positive for the space, ever. As far as the U.S. finally embracing crypto and embracing... it's less about embracing crypto. It's more about embracing like the infrastructure and the tools. We've never heard them speak about it this way. And again, the prices that we're seeing don't reflect any of this yet. And it's going to. By now, I'm hoping some of you guys have watched that Raoul Pal video. That plays into it all too, man. Something big is coming. Something very big is coming. And I think it's bigger than last cycle. Bigger than 2021, 2022. I think it's here. And I think for a lot of these assets, your last chance to get in early is right now. How long does that last? I don't know, but it is right now. Right now is that period. Hey, G Meow Dead. Good to see you, brother. Fuck puppets. I gotta get back to some people who asked why we hate puppets. We don't actually hate puppets. I would like a puppet. And I'm considering it too, given that I can get 2 puppets for the price of 1 node monkey. Definitely considering that. Definitely considering that. All right. Runestone, by the way, love your tweets, dude. I definitely got to start interacting with you more. I love your shit. Get your hands wet, man. Do your thing. We need to build up our own little army here of content creators and just kind of like a really great little community here. Boost each other up, share each other's stuff, encourage each other to make great content, right? I think that's what we got to do. I've watched like B-Check and Sammy and that whole crew. That was their way to get ahead. That was their, like, these guys started last year with a couple thousand followers. These guys now 10, 20,000. It's because they just decided to do it together. And that little extra push from each other helps. Yeah, we got some killers here. All right, let's get to what happened yesterday. Again, I'm trying to remember where this was, a Libertarian National Convention. I would say I lean more libertarian than anything else. I just feel like there's still a bunch of clowns. I don't know. I don't know where I stand exactly. I've said it here. Ron Paul's the last guy I voted for. And that's kind of the benchmark for me, is a dude like that. Not him. But check this out. A lot of really, really great things said yesterday at his speech at the Libertarian Convention.
I will ensure that the future of crypto and the future of Bitcoin will be made in the USA, not driven overseas. I will support the right to self-custody to the nation's 50 million crypto holders. I say this with your vote. I will keep Elizabeth Warren and her goons away from your Bitcoin. And I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. I will ensure that
dude's just saying all the things that he's being told we want to hear. And given everything we know about the guy, he's a grifter. None of it means anything. None of it means anything. Right? Trump said he's going to free Ross Ulbricht. He didn't do that when he was in office. And yeah, I know people's opinions, their minds can be changed, but that's not, man, he was anti-crypto. Were any of you anti-crypto and then had your mind changed, or were you always crypto curious and then you just never, it took you a while to get into it? Because Trump was anti-crypto. I mean, if you can see this, not a fan of Bitcoin. And this is from when? 2019. Okay, I'm not a fan of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, which are not money, whose value is highly volatile and based on thin air. It's a pretty big about face. With that said, getting some skin in the game, having an NFT project, right? But having some skin in the game and helping you understand what this is, I get it. I think everybody's going to have that aha moment. Everybody. And man, that is also a big part of today's chat, because I think adoption is coming in a big way for crypto, yeah, but we're going to have a lot of new NFT buyers this year. And that is why I'm thinking right now is the time to be buying NFTs, especially those Grail ones, right? Now's the time, because I think we're going to get like 1 million plus people in this space this year, potentially. I think kind of easily too. I'll show you some numbers why. It's all a ploy, but it's, you know what? It's unfair to say this is just Donald Trump doing it. It's all of them. Everything about politics is fake. So Donald Trump is doing exactly what all the other guys are doing. Biden doing the about face is the exact same thing. Even though people are giving Biden the credit for the Bitcoin ETF happening under his watch and the Ethereum ETF happening under his watch. True. It is true. I guess I would argue, I think the Bitcoin ETF was just unavoidable. That's going to happen under anybody's watch. A lot of us had belief in this space in crypto because we're like, you can't stop it. It is what it is. You can't stop it. You can hold it off for so long. They couldn't hold it off anymore. No. Joanna, I hope not. I'm old enough, but keep in mind, there's a lot of this dude. a lot of this space is young. I still think a majority join is probably more up in our age. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But I do think the younger guys who are in their 20s and maybe even some in their 30s might still buy into this stuff. They might. And I'm old enough now to know, having seen plenty of elections, it is all words. Without fail, it's all words. They will do nothing. They will do nothing except adjust their positions again once they're in office. If the polls mean they need to adjust their number, their stances. That's all it means. Good morning, brother. But yeah, about that Raoul Pal video, the whole thing, it's so great. It's such a great video, man. Man, we got Runes looking bullish too. Runes hitting an all-time high for market cap. 1.5 bill. We're going to peek at that. Man, just, again, so much good stuff. So, I want to move on from the Trump stuff, but here are his main points. Freeing Ross Ulbricht, who's the founder of the Silk Road, in case anybody doesn't know. He's been in jail like 12 years. Under Trump's watch, again, he didn't free him back then. Supporting self-custody, great. This is the most important part. To me, this is all that matters. And yes, stopping the AACBDC, super important. I've always said stable coins are the way the government can control crypto and still one of their best attack vectors. But preventing them from launching a CBDC is paramount. Whatever. This is the most important thing. This. Keep crypto businesses in the USA. This specifically is what I'm so... let me find that for you. I am... Okay. When I said yesterday, I've never been... Man, more proud? I'm in my patriotic feels right now. I really am. Not because Trump, but because we now have this dialogue, and it now is coming from both sides to keep crypto businesses in the USA. I feel something I haven't felt about this country in a long time. That we're going to compete at the world stage. Not that we aren't already basically the top. But that if our aim now is to be the hub for crypto, and I believe the future of everything is in crypto, on blockchain, in Web3. I couldn't be more excited about what this means for everything. For us, for our kids. The fact that we're finally maybe doing the right thing here. This is huge. This is huge. And this changes a lot of what I think about, I guess, the power dynamics out there in the world. Where I think... Until, the past couple weeks, I've thought we are doing nothing but giving up footing. And on this downward trajectory, like almost at a point of no return, this changes that. This puts in a complete halt to that thought and makes me think, no, this is probably what saves us. I'm telling you, I feel a very, very certain kind of way. And again, a way I've not felt in a long time. Hey, good morning, DGen Hulk. Great to see you, bro. Let me grab that Raoul Pal video. I'll drop it here in the chat. It's incredible, man. Again, for the fourth time, I'm watching it today. I think the link I got is bookmarked, like an hour in. Put it, rewind to the beginning. The whole thing is worth watching. Put up some trade. Nice. Hey, good shit. No, I'm not that technical. And truthfully, I'm frustrated. I don't have time to trade. I'm really frustrated by it. Like I'm missing everything. I'm technical enough that I can learn. Like I used to work in tech. I could absolutely learn to make bots and tweak them and get them all running. I've never done it. I would like to. I don't have the time. But man, good on you. You're going to do well with that. Hey, you got it, man. All right, let me get some more music queued up, and then we're getting in. Again, sentiment, prices. When is the time to get in? It's literally now. I might even buy live. I might buy live on air. All right. Feeling bullish about Kongs. Man, I'm feeling real bullish about Kongs. All right. This is the mood. This is my vibe. This is where my head is at right now. Ordinals are going to infinity, and you're not ready. Guys, you're not fucking ready. You're not. You guys even, who are in the same boat as me. Like, you get Ordinals, you're probably invested in some, you're collecting, whatever. I still don't think people are ready for how high this is going to go. I don't. Somebody asking Udi, what if you have 5 Bitcoin, what are you putting it into? Quantum Cats, OMBs, Node Monkeys, Puppets. Man, get as many as you possibly can. That's the mode I'm in now. I believe that. I believe it, guys. Check this out. I'm going to show volume, like where we're at right now. I used to hate this song when she started singing. Now I love it. I love this song. What do I want to? I'm going to peek at weekly levels, I think, because we are on pace for another 2024 low, now a 29-week low. That run we just had over the past many months, we're just about at levels prior to that run. I think you got to go to the last week of October to see sales this low. There we go. Last week of October is right around where we're at right now. Which, man, what is that? Just like about 50% higher than the depth of the bear market? We fell really, really low here without people really realizing it. I think generally aware, but just how low? Pretty interesting. Pretty wild. We're pretty low. And it doesn't make sense. That capitulation hasn't happened. Jedi Wolf here with a really great point. And I love this. I'm not seeing enough of this on the timeline being talked about, but the NFT space feels like crypto in 2018 when ETH went from $1,700 down to $80. It's this. It's specifically this. Sentiment is extremely negative. Volume is low like we just looked at. People are taking huge losses, and we've been pointing that out here in Trade Profits. It's been loss after loss after loss for the past month and a half here. Yet on the flip side, we have nothing but incredibly bullish news. Again, the ETFs, the policy changes, FIT 21, if that's bullish or not. We're still undecided. Nothing but bullish news. And yet again, I think you feel it out there. Sentiment is very low. I noticed, Tickle. I noticed, and it's going to work. Keep at it, dude. Keep doing exactly what you're doing, Tickle. I'm not good at this shit, but I see the people who are. They're doing what you're doing. Keep pushing, keep making content, keep making your wizard-focused content. That's going to blow up if you stick with it. Give it weeks, give it months, however long. You're doing the exact right thing, man. Hey, good morning, Rocky. Great to see you, man. I should. I would like to. I should. It's the time thing, although you're busier than me. I would almost guarantee that, but I'm just not great at yeah. No excuses. I should. And Felipe, exactly right. Believe it or not, and I hope you actually see it, but you and I are on the exact same page. You exact same page with all of it. You get how I do it. I'm definitely putting out some clickbaity stuff there. But I think we're on the exact same page. I don't buy anything from any of these guys. None of them. And especially Trump. Him more than most. He's got a lifetime of showing what a grifter he is. Oh, dude. I just had a Zin. I think this is the first time I've ever felt it. Wow. I dig this. Guys, runes. Quietly, runes are at an all-time high market cap-wise. 1.5 bill. Guys, we were under $1 billion just 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. $1.5 billion market cap right now for runes. Looking for these signs here, guys. Runes and BRC20s. Well, I will say BRC20s always run before ordinals. Maybe now that is shifting to runes. Maybe. Pretty strong indicator there. And this kind of goes along with Jedi Wolf's comment here. Jedi Wolf, by the way, one of the most historic, iconic collections of AI art. Jedi Wolf is a phenomenal collector. Has a couple lost Robbies. A lot of great OGX copies. Like, this is a dude who understands. And again, pointing out where sentiment is at now, DC investor kind of leaning into that too. It's like, you guys aren't going to get this until it actually blows the fuck up. His Spidey sense says silly things are coming. It's what my Spidey sense is saying too. And again, I think the opportunity is right now. Right freaking now, man. Right now. Again, still on CryptoPunks and sentiment there. This is part of the story, man. This is part of the equation here. Sentiment in the iconic CryptoPunks. Something that, in a way, is a barometer of this space. All-time low. All-time low sentiment in CryptoPunks. It's absolutely fucking crazy. Rightfully so, by the way. Rightfully fucking so. And random, but giga bullish for V1 Punks. I'll tell you that, man. V1 Punks are one of the best opportunities out there. They're under 2 ETH. I believe they're going to be 5 to 10 ETH. I think we may see a shift from V2s to V1s. I don't know that they'll flip, although I've always said there's a scenario where they do. And if they did, I wouldn't be shocked. I wouldn't be shocked at all if V1 punks flip to V2 punks one day. But even if they don't, V1 punks don't make any sense at 2 ETH. If people buy punks for their provenance, for their importance for the history of this space, why wouldn't you want the original one? The first minted CryptoPunk, the very first one from Larva Labs. V1 punks at 2 ETH don't make sense. V1 punks at 5 ETH barely makes sense. If CryptoPunks now have a 30 ETH floor, which is incredibly low, why are V1 punks not at 5 or 10 ETH right now? And if I think CryptoPunks are going to have $1 million floor in the future, why wouldn't V1 punks have a $100,000 floor? Why wouldn't they? If I had it, dude, I'd be buying up bags of V1 punks. Easy play. Easy fucking play. Hey, good morning, man. Great to see you, Benny. This is it. If you've got it, by the way, if you got 30 ETH right now, one of your best opportunities to ever get a CryptoPunk, but is your 30 ETH better put into a V1? CryptoPunks, short-term this cycle, whatever, you're going to get probably a 2x, maybe a 3x. V1 punks, 5x, 6x. V1 punks are a huge opportunity right now, I'll tell you this. And they've done it before. My first V1 punk I flipped, I think I bought it for 5 ETH, flipped it for 27 ETH, right? When people first discovered them. I should say when the broader community first discovered they were a thing. That's going to happen again. It'll happen again. And again, sentiment so low in the CryptoPunks community. Okay? So, Garga talked about getting some feedback from the community, right? After what happened last week, what happened with the Nina Chanel drop. And saying that the CryptoPunks team doesn't even want to work on CryptoPunks anymore. That's actually bullish, that they get it, right? Leave them the fuck alone. The team themselves saying, we don't want to touch them, man. We should not be doing this. But still kind of weird, and this still ties into the sentiment conversation. Garga shared some screenshots from the Punks Discord, and man, the Punks didn't like that. They're beating Garga up. They're like, dude, you're sharing private messages out here on X? Which he did. I never really thought that's a problem. I get why it is, though. I mean, if the CryptoPunks Discord is pretty locked down and this is a private chat for them. But Garga's sharing that out there, and man, he's turning off the community. It's actually wild. The community is turning on Yuga Labs. Again, why I'm bullish on V1 Punks, who, yes, Yuga Labs does own. But they've already come out. Not that their word means much either right now. I think it does with Garga at the helm. But they said when they bought the brand, V1 Punks, they're not doing anything with. They're not punks to them. Well, it doesn't matter what it is to them. It matters what it is to us. But again, sentiment there. Snacks from the Pizza DAO, who was on the Little Noun show 2 weeks ago, last week actually, resigning as a CryptoPunks mod. If this is true, again, it's just showing sentiment out there. Very low. Very, very, very low. While we're at the cusp of this, I mean, an onboarding event that is going to be so big, again, it puts 3 years ago to shame. Sentiment so low, guy. It's unbelievable. The opportunity is right now. It's right now. Interesting, though. This is funny. I like D's. But, man, maybe we go lower. Are you trying to time the bottom? I am guilty of getting in that trap, right? Getting stuck there. Oh, they could go lower. I saw a buddy this morning, say he wants a Quantum Cat. He might be watching today. I hope he is. That's saying, I want a Quantum Cat. I'm looking for them to hit 0.25. Well, they're 0.27 now. Are you going to try to time the bottom? Or do you go grab that asset that's probably going to have a 1, 2, 3 Bitcoin floor? I'm in this headspace right now too. I am trying to time the bottom, and I shouldn't be. So I think today's the day to buy. I really do. But yeah, CryptoPunks, and I'm going to wrap this up on this thought again of V1 Punks maybe being the option. It might be it. Beanie, what was this, a month ago, saying he'd take a V1 over a V2. I'm with him there. But also CryptoPunks might still be some trouble ahead for them. And I think specifically because of Yuga Labs. Maybe. It is interesting. It's an interesting read from Beanie, who I think he's been off more than on lately with his takes, which is wild. I love Beanie, by the way. Love him. I think he's very insightful. I think he shares great info. With that said, again, I think he's missed a lot of his takes lately. But it is interesting to think that Yuga Labs. Here's the point. Don't get stuck in this thought that just because Yuga Labs is the biggest and was the best, that means they automatically win. And his example is showing Coinbase, their NFT marketplace 2 years ago, us assuming they were going to be fucking huge. Is this the right tweet? Hang on, is this the right? He had a tweet specifically about Coinbase and comparing it to Yuga Labs. If this isn't the tweet, I'll just summarize it here. But basically, everyone assumed that Coinbase's marketplace would be the thing to destroy OpenSea. They had every advantage. They had the money. They had the market share. They had the mind share. And they fumbled that. Yuga Labs is in the process of that right now. They are. So, it's my last pitch for V1 punks. Not that I don't care if anybody buys them or not, really. This is more me sharing my insights and just looking out, sharing what I know, and saying, again, if I had multiple ETH to play with right now, I'd be buying V1 punks, to be honest, if I'm not converting it to Bitcoin to go buy ordinals. Hey, brother, glad you stopped by, man. I agree, Choina, but I also wonder, what if that actually changes? And consensus is, because they have the story and it is true, if consensus shifts to, hey, we're here for provenance, V1 punks are first. That being the fact that is a true story, that consensus could shift. So I'm with you. Right now, consensus is the V2s, like the current crypto punks, are the punks. They are. And they are that until they're not. But are we in the process of them starting to not be? No. We're not there, but we might be in the process. We might be. And it's a scenario that I say could happen. It could happen. It could play out. And it might not. It absolutely may not. That flipping scenario is a way long shot. You've got a less than 1% chance of it happening. But for a 2 ETH gamble on something that I think is already way underpriced, that you should see a 2, 3, 4, 5x in, I'll take that gamble. You get that 2 to 5x automatically. You get that. But you also get the potential that they come almost up to par, almost up to point with CryptoPunks. Almost. It's worth watching. It's worth being aware of. And especially because I think maybe still, especially if there's newer people here watching, still don't know much about V1 punks. I've definitely learned that. The newer class didn't know they exist like I didn't know they existed. And just don't understand how significant they are. Hey, good morning, English. Great to see you, bro. It's hard for me to say, Barry. Yes and no. They got something cooking. I mean, for sure. For sure. Is it a good time to grab Prometheans? Henry said, I don't think you need to get multiple. Like, right? I don't think you need to get multiple Prometheans. It's really hard to say. Maybe I'll just say there's not a bad time to get them. It's definitely not a bad time. They're priced low. I believe in the team. I know they got stuff coming, so it's probably not a bad time. All right. Man, I'm really feeling that Zen. Had to take that out. Oh, man. Jesus Christ. Whew. All right. Here's what I'm looking at. Here's what I think a lot of us are looking at. Here's what I think a lot of us are trying to time. It is really, really hard to time this stuff. Here, let me make this bigger. Here, let's see if we can do like this. Yeah, let's do that. Man, Node Monkey's at 0.26. Puppet's at 0.129. Quantum Cat's at 0.27. OMB at 0.28. Man, these are very spicy. They're so spicy, dude. How much lower can they go? I mean, man, they can absolutely go lower, right? But let's go back to the fact that capitulation hasn't happened. It hasn't happened. And we know it's going to. How long do you wait? And how long do you chance missing these things? To save yourself, let's play with node monkeys. Can they get to 0.2? Yeah, if this cooling off period is drawn out, they can get to 0.2. But are you going to miss that opportunity to get a 1 Bitcoin return, maybe 2, maybe 3, over 0.06? That's where I'm at right now. The answer is no, and I'm trying to convince myself of that. I'm trying to convince myself that now is the time. And again, this is one of those things. I know now is the time. It's literally just clicking that button and parting with that Bitcoin, which is really hard. It's so hard. But now is the time. Now, what makes it a little trickier is do you get two puppets for the price of one node monkey? Maybe. What's interesting is we're seeing right now how it is likely to play out in the next bear market, which will come next year at some point, second half of next year, later next year. And maybe next year's bear market is still way higher than this past bear market, right? Maybe the lows we saw are never as low as they were before because we got new people coming in, man. Again, I want to show you some numbers, just some guesstimates of how many people I think are coming. And I think it's in the millions. I'll show you why. But again, we looked at volume. Volume is incredibly low. Sales volume is basically the tail end of the bear market last year low. That flips. That's going to flip. That's going to turn around here in a matter of weeks, I bet. I mean, I think no matter what, it's this part of the cycle that's coming. And if it's coming at around the same time, late July, early August, that's still weeks, right? That's still, what is that, 10 weeks away? Not even 10 weeks away. We're talking maybe 6 weeks away, maybe 8 weeks away. And I think it's coming in that time frame. I also think that might be coming a lot sooner. It may be. I don't know if I want a chance. I don't know if I want a chance timing the bottom here and missing it. Because I'll tell you this, when these get to 0.4, I'm out. I'm priced out. Keep that in mind. What's the price target where they're completely out of reach? Basically 0.3, I'm almost priced out. All it takes is one more pump like yesterday, and I missed it. And then I'm stuck thinking if I want one of these dumbass puppets. Which I do. Which I really do. Yeah, I don't think I want to miss this. I don't think I can risk these going to 0.3, 0.35, 0.4. At 0.5, absolutely priced out. No chance of getting one. Again, but I think that's really at 0.4, even 0.35. I don't think I'm going to chance it. I think I'm going to click buy on one of these today. And again, maybe live with you. Hey, the one who knocks, first off, I love your name. Just scroll up a minute. If you scroll up, I dropped a YouTube link. If you scroll up and you don't find it, give me a few and I'll drop it again. But if you scroll up, you should find that. Dude, yeah, I mean, English, great call, easy call, absolutely. I mean, that's a token that's in the hand of the cabal. There's no way that doesn't run. These guys, man, what a voice they have, what reach they have. That token is going to do fucking excellent. English, is that on Solana? Is that a Solana token? Everything is going to fucking gigapump, all of it. It's so exciting, man. It's so exciting. Okay. Right now, we have, here, I'm going to look at buyers, sellers here. Okay, we have about 50 million crypto users, according to, numbers Trump's referencing, and we saw this last week too, right? About 15, I think it's 15% of the United States. 15% of the population now owns crypto, puts it at about 50 million crypto holders, users, whatever. We have this year in NFTs. All right, 4 million buyers. We got 4 million unique buyers here. Now, keep in mind, that is a lot of people with multiple wallets. I probably have across blockchains, and right, this is cross-chain stats. Easily 30 wallets, easily. Right, so these numbers don't mean a whole hell of a lot. I mean, really, it's a lot less people in here. But let's even stick with 4 million. It's about 8%. If we've got 50 million crypto holders, about 8% of those crypto holders are NFT buyers, holders, whatever. Solana token. Good shit. Thank you, sir. Man, would it be safe to assume that with this new push from our politicians, this new conversation that puts crypto on the world stage, we're going to see it talked about in debates. We're going to see this talked about to death all the way up to November and beyond. I would say safe to assume we're going to get 10, 15 million new users, wouldn't you say? I might want to go as high as 15 million. Let's go 10 million, which I think is actually pretty conservative. 10 million people who buy Bitcoin for the first time, thanks to the ETFs. And then ETFs also compound that, right? We're talking 800,000. If we're going to use 8% are in NFTs, we're talking 800,000 new NFT buyers. You go up to 15 million, let's say 15 million more crypto holders this cycle, which I actually think is very likely. I think is probably underestimating it. That gets us to 1 million new users. And then combine that with this, again, my opinion, that most of this action in this cycle will be on Blast, yes, for NFTs. Will be on Solana for meme coins, yes. But I think the NFT run that's coming is going to be mostly on Bitcoin. I do. I think it's mostly going to be on Bitcoin. 50,000 unique buyers this month. Why doesn't this should be calculating the year, by the way? It's not. I think we could safely say there's about, this is total guesstimate, but I'm going to say about 200,000. I bet it's way less. But let's just say 200,000 unique buyers here in Bitcoin this year. Take those million new users and just expect that a good portion of that is coming here to Bitcoin. Picture, hell, 100,000 new people coming in and buying Bitcoin. When on a daily basis right now, just right now in this absolutely cooled off period, getting 2,000 a day right now. And when things were cooking, let's look at when things were cooking, how many we had. It was low still. It was like 10,000. All right, we were cooking in February. I remember that. Oh, God, this brings back some great memories. Look at this. February and Ordinals were cooking 8,000, 9,000, 7,000, 12,000. Picture 1 million new NFT adopters, users, buyers coming in this space and focusing on Bitcoin. And I think they're going to. I think Bitcoin's going to outpace the rest of these blockchains for NFT adoption. Dude, Benny, is this music? You guys can't hear this music. Holy shit. Holy shit, my bad. I had that channel muted. I've been jamming here the whole time. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm starting it over to get to that song I like. Dude, I'm so sorry. I thought I had that running the whole time. Hey, good morning, Awful Eye. Dude, great to see you. It's funny, dude, because when the music's talking, I sometimes talk on beat. And that probably was weird as fuck that whole past 10, 15 minutes. God, I think it was even longer than that. Dude, that's so funny. You got it, Penny. All right. So then, keeping all that in mind, roughly 1 million new people coming into NFTs. I think that's a safe bet. This year, fulfilling this little prophecy from DC Investor, that things are about to get silly this year. I'm assuming he means the coming year, this year. I don't think he means 2025, although I think this extends well into 2025 as well. Things are going to get silly. A lot of people are going to come to NFTs. We are at a bottom for sentiment right now. In a way, we only have up to go, and I'm talking more at the macro level. We're talking micro, yes. That's when we start looking at these prices, and that's when we're talking timing the bottom. We got to be done timing the bottom here. The opportunity is too great. You do not want to miss the opportunity. We saw back in February, March, April, how high these can go. Known Monkeys, I think at their peak, almost touched 0.9. Still with probably 10 to 15,000 buyers. Puppets were over 0.5, I believe. Quantum Cats, I think, touched 0.5 as well. And I think we're about to 3, 4, 5x the user base. So what are you guys aiming for then? Node monkeys? Puppets, OMB, Quantum Cats. This is the big decision, and I think we're all thinking the same thing and questioning the same thing. What is it you get? Well, I think Udi actually laid him out in the order that he thinks, and I think he's right. I think it is this. I think that is the correct order. It is Puppets last, and it is still Puppets on that list of just 4 projects. Also keep this in mind, guys. Look at the supply. Node Monkeys, Puppets, OMB, Quantum Cats. 10,000, 10,000, and then 50, 5,200, and 3,300. Guys, there's not even 30,000. There's not even 30,000 between these 4 collections. Like, please understand how small this is and what an opportunity this is going to be. And what a squeeze there's going to be as people try to get in these collections and then start getting priced out and then start FOMOing. Because that's what's coming. And I'm telling you, that might come this week. After the holiday, after people are done touching grass, after people get giga bullish over all this news that's been happening in the past couple weeks. And especially in a couple weeks and a couple months when the ETFs are finally approved for Ethereum, and that new type of volume comes in that we haven't seen before, the squeeze is going to be real, and it's going to be extreme. There's not even 30,000 between these 4 collections. Please be smart about this. And this is me saying it out loud to myself too, guys. Yes. Hey, man. Tell you what, Eli from Proof also had a great point about art. I mean, hey, as mid-curve as it is, you don't have to overthink this. It is this simple. We're all thinking right now this short term, right? And it's playing into our conversation here. We need to think long-term, and long-term like just later this year. And then watch the Raoul Pal video and think even longer-term. And understand right now, again, getting caught up in the 0.01, 0.02 Bitcoin prices as opposed to where this is all going to be later. I believe this. Tokenized digital art's going to be one of the most powerful emergent asset classes in the world. I believe it. I've not had that rush. I very seldom, I'll say it this way, I've seldomly had the rush and the excitement and the incentive to collect anything, to invest in anything, as I've had in art. And I think a lot of you guys have felt that too. A big art drop, minting a beautiful piece, not wanting to part with it, but the value is so incredible that you just have to. Man, what a hook that is. And the whole world is about to get a taste of that too. And in large part, man, it's beautiful how it's playing out with Base becoming this chain for art. I still think that's happening. The perfect blockchain for that. The perfect blockchain for art. That is more normie facing, that is going to be part of this big onboarding process. And art. We're going to see oh man, just such an amazing, amazing boom. Art is definitely coming back, English. There's no chance art doesn't come back. There's no chance. I think for us to see those crazy prices of the last cycle, we're not talking about this cycle. I don't think it's coming back this cycle in that way. But we're going to have amazing, amazing new collections and mints and some new artists come in the space. And art will have its cycle again. I've learned, even if it's hard to see now, I've learned these cycles are almost automatic at this point. There is going to be another art cycle. Again, I think the days of the ringers with those crazy prices and fidenzas and all that, that's maybe a little different. There's so many great artists now, and a lot of them have established their place in kind of, the NFT art history books. There's a lot of them, and we don't have enough users yet, right? These 10K collections, even 1K in art collections. I mean, you could argue some of these collections are just still way too big. I still think 10K CryptoPunks is too big for who's in the space now. But art's certainly coming back. But to see these prices, these kind of astronomical prices we saw over the past few years, yeah, that's not coming back this cycle, I don't believe. Dad, do you actually believe that? I don't think you actually believe that, Dad. And I have a feeling, English, we're probably on a similar page here, too. I think not dead, and I think we'll bounce back this year. And I think it's going to be very specific artists. It's all the big names. It's Rafiq. His art will do fantastic this cycle. Xcopy, of course. Claire Silver, of course, right? It's the big name artists that are really going to thrive. Are we going to see like the FX hash days and the Hick at Nunk days where it was just unrelenting mints and in profit in every mint, everything you touched? Well, to tell you the truth, yeah, I do think we're going to see that again. I think what we're going to lose is that middle ground. Maybe that upper mid, right? Where just some of these things came out and were multiple ETH, kind of overnight. That's the thing that I don't know if that returns this cycle. And again, those all-time highs on those like more historic pieces, I think those are now in diamond hands for the long haul, for the 10, 20 years out. But the reason I say that I think, okay, if I'm talking about the crazy FX hash type mints, like those just like high energy minting, just like in the peak of like the PFP market. The reason I think it's possible for that to come back is because the base blockchain. And if people go back to minting these at very cheap prices, right? What made FX hash and Hick at Nunk special was a lot of these mints were free, or they were one tez, right? It was $1 to mint or $5 to mint. If we get back into that cycle, we'll have a very, very fun time in art. A really fucking fun time in art. People will love art. Just collecting to collect. The biggest thing with art is just getting to actually collect it for the first time ever. Like, just IRL, never having that opportunity and the time to understand it. And because of this space, because of the way, man, because how accessible the artists are, right? To explain their art, to teach people how it works, how to view it, what's their process, all that stuff. People are starting to understand art in a way that they don't in the real world. Art's gonna boom. Don't agree with you there, English. I don't... Yeah, frogs are cooked. Frogs are absolutely cooked. But, I think they'll hit 0.15. Again, I'm always targeting that peak euphoric part of the market. They'll hit 0.15 again. You're going to have enough people who are going to be priced out of node monkeys and all those. They're going to be priced out of those. They're going to funnel to frogs. But we hit a bear market, frogs are back down to here, if not lower. Frogs are not a long-term thing. Frogs are not a... No offense to any frog holders. The team, I like that team a ton. But there's nothing to frogs. They were early-ish. And that doesn't matter. God, they weren't even as early as I was thinking. They kind of don't do anything that matters. And again, I don't mean that to sound shitty. I wish I could word that better. Yeah, frogs are not an investment I would make. If you're buying it for an investment, that's not one I'd make. I do think you're going to get a 3x out of them. Easily a 2x. But I don't see anything special, and I don't think anything sustainable, unlike node monkeys, all the big four, unlike those four. Art is, in a way, an OG meme coin. In a way. And the way we treated it, for sure. So, yeah, I actually inverted. That's right. And English, I think your prices are low. I think way low. Okay, now English is pumping his bags. Nah, I think they're all going to be 1, 2, 3, maybe more. Peak euphoric part of the market again. All of them over a Bitcoin. I don't think the price of Bitcoin even matters. For a period of time, it will matter. But for a period of time, it's not. It's going to be simply the number biased. It's going to be the number 1, the number 2, the number 3. And a lot of people making millions for the first time ever and high as fuck on life and buying one, but especially in the small collections. That's why Quantum Cats have something in OMB really interesting, because there's not a lot of them. But again, between the 4, less than 30,000. But yeah, nodes 1.5 easy. And I think Quantum Cat's right there too. It's the puppets that I start questioning at a certain level. I think they still go parabolic, right? They still go bonkers, but again, this is a sign of the bear market, how quickly people are going to exit stuff. Look at how quick people are getting out of puppets. It is what it is. This will happen again. I would not want to be stuck with a puppet in the bear market unless you got multiple and you love the community. And I know people love that community. Love them. I'd rather be in the Quantum Cats community. I'd rather be in a team surrounded by builders. That's the same with OMB. These two. That's the builder community. Node Monkeys, the Provenance community, although I still argue Badgers give you that too. Still think Badgers are one of the best buys out there. They'll be 0.15. You got a 10x in Badgers. No, English again. I think they eat. What was their all-time high? 0.5, 0.6? I don't see how they don't hit that again. We've not seen the peak of Bitcoin yet. We've not even come close to see the peak of the Ordinals market yet. Not even close. And I hate that this chart isn't working. Oh, I know why, guys. I'm being an idiot. Okay, at the peak of the Bitcoin market, 15,000 unique buyers. That's it. And again, I believe we've got maybe 1 million new NFT buyers coming in this year. And we'll go even the lower estimate, let's say 500,000. I think it's going to be way more, but 500,000, and I think a huge chunk of that's coming in this space. There is going to be a squeeze on those 4 collections, an unbelievable squeeze. Oh, man, I think Puppets smash 0.5. I think Puppets easily get to 1. I don't think they keep it, right? I think that, yeah, who said it? Someone said they're the most volatile of that group. Yeah, it is Puppets. Yeah, I think they smashed their previous all-time high. Smash it. But I think they come down just as quickly. The same guys who FOMO in maybe realize they made a big oopsie, right? And that 1 Bitcoin's a lot of fucking money. The dump will be extreme in that collection. And Node Monkeys, no. Node Monkeys people are going to want to hold. They want that provenance. They want that first ever. Even if they're not, but they want that one. And again, Quantum Cats is just man, Quantum Cats is not the Bored Ape. I still have trouble finding an equivalent for them over on ETH. I don't know if there is one. Quantum Cats are just different. Man, you go in their Discord, they're different. That is a very technical group there. And that's kind of that's kind of what the Bitcoin community is. The Bitcoin community very different from the ETH community. Very different. I think Quantum Cats represents the community very well. And a collection of just 3,300. I'm in buy mode, man. It's time. Yeah, I mean, again, automatic because the whole market's going to pump. The whole market's going to 2-3x, if not more, again, for a brief period of time. We're going to see those ridiculous prices, and that number bias means the prices are going to be even more ridiculous here. No one's going to think logically about it. No one's going to think Bitcoin 100K, okay, this equals, a 75,000. They're not going to think like that. For a brief period of time, when we're being irrational, and again, new millionaires minted. A lot of new millionaires going to get minted this cycle. I still think the 2 to 3 Bitcoin floors are pretty doable and pretty likely in a few of these collections. I hope so. Obviously, for my bags, for your guys' bags. But to me, it makes some good sense. Especially consider we got a lot of airdrops coming. We got a lot of money being made over on Blast in theory. That drop's happening still in a month. I think actually a month from today. I think, what is it, June 26th? Was that the date? Or 28th, right? In a month. Big airdrop. We got a bunch of big airdrops coming. And that money is going to be timed up perfectly. If we got all these airdrops coming up in June, times perfectly with the NFT season really kicking off end of July. Sometime July, August. I don't know. It's just one of these things that it seems really clear. It does. Oh, man, yeah. Dave, are you looking to get an alive cat and a dead? Are you looking to get that entangled? Man, what is the runestone Promethean top? It's so hard to say. I'll go with runestones. I'll give my thoughts there just because I don't know. With Prometheans, it's not that I know a lot more than anybody else, but I'm close enough to it that I don't want to share too many thoughts about it. But runestones, man. If runes do what I think they'll do and what a lot of us still believe they're going to do, right? They really start cooking. And at that time, Leonidas has gotten really good at the influencer game and promoting, man. He's gotten really good at it. When they announced token number 2 for runestone holders, absolutely see those things back to maybe 0.1. Absolutely. I think that's super, super possible to happen with those. I'm not selling any of my runestones yet. Prometheans, I don't know, man. Prometheans, I have a few left. I'm just going to hold them. My gut feeling is the high for Prometheans is not the high of is not at the high of runestones. I don't see that. But Prometheans back to 0.03, 0.04, I think is doable. Blob is absolutely a gem. Great team. Very, very smart team. Again, kind of like Quantum Cats in a way. Very technical. Very, very Bitcoin as far as the community. Really smart guys there. Obviously, know quite a few guys on their community team there. Great guys. Both Tickle and English. They got a great team. They got a great NFT. They got a great... I hate saying NFT with Bitcoin stuff. They got a great collectible. I just think their collectibles got more to it that they've not really shared yet. Obviously, we're getting that rune, that epic rune. But there's something more to these things, right? These blobs are not just this blob. It's not just what we're looking at here. This is not for me knowing anything. I just can tell there's something more to this whole thing. And I'm still dying to know what the hell the wireframes are. It's like the only unique trait. As in, like, all the other traits are evenly distributed for the most part. For the most part, it's pretty darn even, but the wireframe is different. I am just itching to know what those are. So yeah. Yeah, I think blobs, you got an easy, probably 3x in those. Hard to do X's, right? The only thing I'm confident in is like the Node Monkey and Quantum Cats 2, 3x. Maybe more. Hopefully more. But I think you got that in blobs as well. Now, what happens to blob when everyone gets their rune allocation? Well, usually the value is extracted at that point, at least a chunk, just like we saw with Prometheans, right? But I think blobs has more up their sleeves, so... yeah, I mean, we'll see how the Prometheans and Decentralized plays out. I think there's hopefully some innovative shit coming there. Yeah, I mean, it's any of these scenarios. Could be something. Could be a letdown. Could be generational wealth, huh? Who knows? All I know is the whole Bitcoin ecosystem is going to absolutely go ballistic. For a period of time, it is. And especially any of you guys who were out at Bitcoin Ordinal Asia and you felt it. You felt the 2021 vibes there. It's definitely coming, guys. Man, a lot of blob fans here. Super cool. I wonder why. I know why English is bullish on him. Why are you guys so bullish on blobs? Just curious. And I am too. I'm just curious why you guys are. Just don't forget those honey badgers, guys. Don't forget those. Send those fucking inked things to 0 right along with puppets, though. But honey badgers, man, great opportunity. Honey badger is almost like the V1 punks of Bitcoin. Kind of. There's a little something similar there. Because blob, yeah. Amazing, guys. Oh, fucking amazing. George, they are definitely teasing a PFP. George, I'll tell you this. They are heavily implying PFP. When I said PFP on air here with Henry, I mean, he definitely was doing a little wink there. And I think their new, whatever their little marketing thing they got going on here, whatever that is, it definitely seems PFP focused. They're definitely teasing a PFP. Am I reading that right, guys? Do you see the same thing? I think they got a PFP coming. If I were a betting man, that's what I'm saying. They got a PFP coming. Trying to find their tweet here. Yeah, here we go. 4 assets you can use to make content. Come on. I mean, come on. I think that's pretty obvious what's coming. Hey, good morning, Juan. Dude, really nice. Hey, my favorite part of the Bitcoin ecosystem is man, it's just how rewarding it is. It's a lot of, man, just sharing. A lot, man, if you guys were in early in the Ordinals ecosystem, well, first off, it's why it's so easy to be bullish on this stuff, because for the most part, most of your collection was free or very cheap. So, it's one of my favorite things, and I know at the same time that is a barrier for others to get into, because they weren't early, they're not getting all these awesome free airdrops. And they're having to pay a fortune to get in. I get it. But when it comes down to it, these guys are going to want exposure to the early stuff. Back to the 4. They're going to make a lot of money over on meme coins. They're going to make money on Blast. They're making money everywhere. They're going to come back to the grandfather chain and those early collectibles over there. And Quantum Cash just got that special something. Oh, man. I couldn't be more bullish on all of Runes. I'm just such a big believer that Runes are just getting started. $1.5 billion market cap now, new all-time high just coming this weekend on them. I'm a big believer in Runes. Dude, look at the Donald Trump rune. Up 35%, $15 million market cap. Got a spicy opportunity there until I still got to look this up. I've been meaning to, and it just kind of escapes my memory. But Donald J. Trump. That's a rune that'll get etched here at the next. I can't remember what block number it is where you can start etching 12-character runes. Let me make sure I got that right. DONALDTRUMP. So that's 11. Donald J. Trump can get etched with no spaces. Donald J. Trump. That can get etched at the next, whatever that period is. I think that's at this point in like 30, 45 days. That shit'll go bonkers. Absolutely looking to buy a bag of that when that happens. Dog go to the moon, though. $400 million market cap. I think this is easily, you're going to get your 2.5x in this easily. Does it go higher? Man, I think so. I really do. I'm a big believer in this. They got the right people. They got the provenance. They got the community. I don't see how Dog Go to the Moon isn't a multi-billion-dollar market cap token. And then when that happens, then the runestone comes back into play because token number 2 comes. Just spicy. A lot of opportunities here. Also, just don't forget that for runes to really cook, to really reach their potential, we're going to need OpCat. We also need those centralized exchanges, and I'd argue those centralized exchanges may be more important. But OpCat getting enabled on mainnet, right, opens up L2s. It opens up DEXs, all kinds of cool tools, all kinds of cool tech and platforms. Bullish for Quantum Cats, too. There's a connection between Quantum Cats and runes. There really is. If runes are doing well, it means Quantum Cats are going to do well because OpCat happened. Very symbiotic thing happening. It's awesome. Just keep in mind all this stuff. Runes are going to cook. I think you can't go wrong in a lot of these. They're all very... Man, I think everything's underpriced considering where I see these all a year from now. Right? Later this year, early next year. I did not. I don't think I saw that. How long ago was that? Maybe I saw it. I don't know. Let me look. Let me see if we can find that. Yeah, Vincent, there is a randomness to it. The randomness, I'm curious, is it something you have control over, or is it truly random? I think it's not random. Yeah, dude, George, great take. Great take. Dude, 500 mil for... I mean, could you picture any Solana meme coin reaching the market cap it has now with no dexes, no nothing, or like very few places to trade it on? It's not even fucking possible. It's so impressive. Nice. Okay, you know what? So my biggest debate right now when I'm looking at those ordinals... Oh, damn. Oh, shit. Well, there it is right there. Holy shit. Vincent, I would take the I would not focus on the randomness part. Again, I have to be careful because I don't know everything about what they're doing. I definitely do not. But I think it's less about randomness. I think the point Henry was trying to make is you don't need to own multiple. One will do it. One will do just fine for you. So I would remove random. I don't think it's random. Let's just say, I don't want to say anything. I just imagine that there's more to it that involves decisions. Maybe I don't know. I don't know for sure. But yeah, I would definitely not say it's random. I know I use the word random. I don't think whatever's coming is random. Like you just have a chance at something. Hey, good morning, Andrew. How you doing, man? It's good to see you. I mean, my gut is maybe not even that. I'm just thinking options, like yeah. I don't know. I probably should. Yeah, I should be done with that. Anyway, while I'm debating, again, going back to, do I want nodes, puppets, whatever? I really got to consider this. Okay, I think nodes got a 4x in them. I think Quantum Gat's got a 4x in them, and you guys know my real target. I think it's more than that. At their peak, let's put it out there. I think at their peak, Node Monkeys possibly have a 10x in them. Quantum Cats too, 10x, 2.7 floor. You time it right, I think that's what you're looking at. But that's it, like the best case scenario plays out and you time it perfect. Do you have a 10x in here? Dog go to the moon hitting $4 billion? A $4 billion market cap? No, hang on. Am I mathing wrong? Oh, I'm mathing way wrong. No, I'm not. I'm not mathing wrong, am I? Whatever. I can't math right now. Either way, do you got a 10x in some of these rooms? Yeah. Yeah, I absolutely think so. I'm struggling with the puppets thing, dude. Puppets are just so tricky because I think as quickly as they pump, and they will pump, I think they fall like we're seeing right now. Right? So I don't think I need to wait because I think these are going to hit half a Bitcoin all the way up to a Bitcoin this cycle here. But again, just as quickly when we get into a bear market next year, they're going to be right back here. To me, they're going to fade away like frogs at some point in the future. Maybe. I know Dead thinks they are like kind of the culture play over on Bitcoin. I see that. I see that potential. But I don't know if they really resonated with enough people, even with all the derivatives out there. I'm not sure. I'm not sold on it. I believe it. I get the narrative. I don't know. I don't know if I'm waiting until 0.06. It's tempting right now to get two of these for the price of one Node Monkey. Or to just get one and not be out most of my Bitcoin, right? That's tempting. That'd be interesting, Marco. No, I dislike Inc. a lot. I've just heard bad experiences with their team. Like people trying to work with them or okay, I've heard bad experiences trying to work with them. I've heard them being unprofessional and not nice to people who maybe did or didn't want to work with them. And then just personal experience, they blocked, this is such a minor thing, and maybe it's petty, but I covered those guys. Like I talk about their mints, I talked about their price, all kinds of stuff in a very positive way. They blocked CryptoSlam over on X, and I can't fathom why. That happened before I heard anybody else's story about the team. So then when I heard everybody else, I heard all these other stories of people not liking them as far as like the team itself. And I'm like, okay. All right. I'm like, okay, that seems like something they do. And that's separate from the fact that their art, man, it's not inspired by Azuki. There's some stuff that's full on ripped off. It's probably going to take me way too long to find the tweet, but there's tweets that compare the art, like very specific models and hairstyles and all kinds of stuff directly with Azuki art. They literally took base like they took Azuki characters and just made them look in a way better. Because I like the art, it looks great, but man, I am very comfortable saying that a lot of this is ripped off directly from Azuki, like complete rip. Let me see if I can find real quick, because man, it's not liking the team, and then on top of that, knowing for sure that the art is heavily borrowed. It's just a bad look. I personally, I'm not going to support them, and there's enough people who feel exactly like I do. Here we go. There's so many people who feel exactly like I do, man. I would not recommend that anybody buys ink at all. Like, I wouldn't touch them. With that said, they may do fine because they're a launch pad now, but I wouldn't touch them. Yeah, man. Yeah, the Bitcoin Wizards, they cooked. Although I thought they're a little back down to reality now. Guys, make sure you're planning for Taproot Wizards too. Right? Taproot Wizard's still coming. Tiny collection. That's going to be a tiny-ass collection. I can't remember if it's 1,200 or 2,100. I think 2,100. Tiny, tiny collection. Make sure you're ready for that. And that's going to be an expensive mint, too. But definitely should be planning and taking part in all the Quantum Cats. The Taproot Wizards quest, which there is an active one right now, and you got to do this by Tuesday. But be prepping for that, man. 2121. Good shit. Yeah. It's a lot of both, I'll say that. Yep. Yeah, it's just, to me, this is wild. I mean, it's kind of beyond similar. It goes just one, it's like, it's not egregious, but it goes one step beyond, like, inspired by. So then you add the team troubles on top of it, and I'm like, eh. Yeah, damn, dudes. I'm really trying to make a decision today. Like, I really want to take a position because I just... this stuff can get explosive. Immediately. In an instant. Somebody goes shopping over on ETH. Somebody goes sweeping up the floor of CryptoPunks, which, by the way, let's look at the prices over there. Somebody goes sweeping up CryptoPunks, and all of a sudden it's game on, people chasing grails. Could happen. Okay. All right, 34 ETH floor. It's an interesting time, man. When do they get so low? When do they get so low that it's a bargain and you get those whales, those guys sitting on millions, millions, tons of money? When do they get so low where those guys are like, God, this is automatic. I'm buying a dozen. When do they get that low? Man, if you're a believer that we're heading into a NFT super cycle, I gotta believe they're somewhat close to that right now. Somewhat close. They start landing in the upper 20s, I think we might be there. And you start seeing some crazy buys. And then what does that do for those more iconic Ordinals collections? Hodl, can you make an OMB case? Because I'm as tempted to grab an OMB as I am anything else. Fuck yeah, man. Dude, it's a lot of spicy opportunities. A lot. I love what Henry told me, too, when he was out at those conferences in Asia, how bullish they are on the Bitcoin ecosystem. Man, we are in this tiny echo chamber here on X, right? A lot of people still not in the Ordinals ecosystem. Over there, they're coming in. If a majority of this isn't them already, and I don't think it is. I think a majority of this is not the Asian market. But it's coming. Dudes, oh man. Most bullish, I'm probably gonna say it's Quantum Cats. I think it's Quantum Cats. I'll give you a couple reasons why, and to me, it's This is low-hanging fruit. The supply is tiny. Fucking tiny. 3,300. They're going to be in the news. They're going to be in the conversation over and over and over again. First off, their artist, OXFAR. Well, he's already had a piece at Christie's, sell for like $250,000. He's now got a piece at Sotheby's, right? So their artist is always going to be making news, making waves, being talked about. I think they still got something like 10 layers, 10 traits to reveal. And every time these layers come out and reveal, it's people talking about them. And then we still have gold capes that randomly appear on these cats, which means you are eligible for a Taproot Wizard. Yet another thing to be talked about on the timeline. And then the biggest, best thing of all is OpCat, which is live on testnet now. If and when, and it's very likely, it goes live on mainnet via a soft fork. Man, it's these guys making news cycles, and that's mainstream news cycles, not just here in our little bubble, right? It's mainstream news talking about this project. And there's only 3,300, and there's only 240 listed, right? This collection will move more violently than anything else out there. We've seen that. We've seen it a couple times, but I see a very, very easy scenario where these are the top. These are the top project. This is the top collectible over on Bitcoin. I think that's a very likely scenario. Not to mention the whitelist and stuff that they still get, like Node Monkeys and everybody else. You know, the airdrops. I think I'm the most bullish on Quantum Cats over anybody. Anybody. Udi made another really good point. I think it was in his long-ass post. Like, it's so fucking long. Still want to see if I can find it. But it was a great point still. Wait, let me find it, because it's definitely worth pointing out. Basically, the dominoes are starting to fall. Like, people are starting to realize, man, the old school thinking of Bitcoin's dead. From the Bitcoin, the laser eyes. Right? People are starting to realize it's all changing, and it's happening quick. And those are the guys who do have big bags and who are eventually going to be won over to this idea of collectibles on chain. And they got money to spend, and I think I know not everybody agrees with this. It is hard to part with Bitcoin, but they're going to part with some of that Bitcoin, and they're going to go for the guys who were trailblazing. And these guys are trailblazing. So yeah, Quantum Cats, I'm probably most bullish on. Brother, I mean, I think that. I absolutely think that. And I honestly see a multiple. Peak market, multiple. Yes, dude, yeah. Yeah, Benny, that's a great fucking point, dude. It just takes one person buying and everybody FOMOs in right after him. Gordon Goner. Bought into different collections, every collection pumped. What happens when we get 5, 10, let's just say 5 or 10 more millionaires that come into this space because of all this regulation stuff that's happening in the US right now? What if we get 5, 10 more influential people? Remember that era of the influencers rocking PFPs? That's dead. That still isn't going on right now. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. All those influencers are going to come back and rock PFPs again, NFT PFPs, Ordinal PFPs, but there's no bigger flex than Ordinals. None. So when they come back, better believe they're going to be rocking Quantum Cats. Better believe they're going to be rocking OMBs and Node Monkeys and Puppets. People are going to FOMO right into these collections, guys, and there's less than 30,000 total of these 4 collections. It's bonkers. Yeah. There's no bigger plays in this space than this stuff, in my opinion. Oh, man, I really want to get... Yeah, see, Eduardo, guys, I would love to hear your thesis on OMBs, because I am leaning that way a bit, and I want to be convinced. Like, I obviously got to do my due diligence. I need to convince myself, but anything you can tell me about OMBs of why you've got that kind of conviction? Is ETH NFT will be back to... no. I don't think we'll see all-time highs in a lot of these NFTs again. This cycle. Long term, I think some of them we will, but yeah, I think lower highs. I think lower highs this time around. I'll say especially because I think the NFT action this cycle will be on ETH a bit. I think most of the NFT action is going to be over on Blast. Refundable NFTs, right? And NFTs that get you rewards like Blast Gold. I think the NFT cycle is going to be over on Blast. The NFT art cycle is going to be on Base. And the pure collectibles, the provenance matters, all that stuff is going to be on Bitcoin. Like the iconic ETH NFTs are going to do really well. You're going to find plenty of gains in them. But all-time highs, like Bored Apes back to, what was their peak, 100 ETH or what? No, I don't think we see that. Punk's back to their all-time high. maybe. And again, one day, $1 million floor, way in the future. The collection, I say it a lot, but collection size is way too fucking big. $1 million's way too, 10,000 still way too fucking big. I mean, there's so much PvP right now. Trump is a grifter. They're all of them are grifters. Trump is a grifter. And I am grateful that he's grifting towards crypto right now. But they're all grifters. Every single politician is a grifter. Trump is no different. To say he's not a grifter is kind of crazy. Barry, if that scenario happens, probably. But I think it's interesting that I think they only did this collection because it was automatic. Like, Udi is so well plugged in. I think he knew that it was like an automatic that OpCat happens. There was a different opcode that was maybe almost as likely to happen too. It's kind of a one or the other thing. I can't remember the name of it, but Udi's very, he's deep in this ecosystem. He knows the devs. He's very, very deep in the Ordinal's dev community. And I think he just assumed, I think he knows it was a foregone conclusion that it's going to happen, right? Enough of the devs, enough of the people who actually make these, who vote, we're going to make it happen. Like, they understood the need for it. So I'm kind of operating under this assumption that OpCat is happening. If it doesn't, yeah, I would assume maybe they dump then. I love Udi. Man, I love that dude. But Trump's record in office is the most stellar. Oh, you're okay, Sky. I think you're way back, like earlier on. Probably watching from the get-go. I don't know. Oh, wow. And my buddy English tells me behind the scenes, I think it was English, maybe it was dead, but I think it was English, that behind the scenes, actually it was English. He was on the show and he was talking. In like Telegram groups and private chats and all that, all the devs, the Bitcoin devs, are rocking OMBs. Like, they very much have the CryptoPunk feel. May get an OMB today. That might be the one. I just want to get that entangled roll for Quantum Cats, but OMB is special. Yeah, OMB is special. What is the NFT MC recap? What is that? Yeah, hey, Huddle, great point. Really great point. Dude, thank you guys so much for just sharing those thoughts. Oh my god, hang on. Man, Whirly Girl, we need to get a theme song for you. Hang on. For now, you get the Idiots theme song. Our freaking pork queen is here, guys.
We're the non-fungible idiots, don't you know?
Welcome, pork queen.
Banging our heads
Now we can get rocking.
of the code. We don't care about dollars or the shiny blade. We're just holding to zero. It's all
I like the Skydog, by the way. I'm enjoying these comments. All right, hang on. Saying Trump was against crypto before learning more is the same as people calling him a grifter, because you obviously know nothing about the game of politics. Is this a kid? I get it. I get how people want. I get how Trump people defend Trump. By the way, I just want to make sure this is clear, and I know Skydog, you're going to see this later. I don't like Trump. I appreciate parts of Trump. Like every other politician, I think they're all fucking shady and corrupt, and I think what's going on with Trump right now is dirty as fuck. But you can't say he's not grifting. He's a grifter. And you know what? I'll say this. I sit back and I watch it all as an enjoyer. I like watching what's happening around Trump the past many years. Sorry. I disagree with a lot of his politics, but I enjoy him disrupting the whole damn thing. I love that. I want more of that. Not voting for the guy, but I want to see more of that. From him or anybody. If you could spend 0.3 today, dude, Juan, that is exactly the predicament I'm in, and I still think I'm going to end the show today by buying something here. Man, great comments, dudes. Dude, Vincent, I still will go back to honey badgers Or art. You still can go cheap art like floriforms and scents and whatnot. I think honey badgers are the easiest play out there, the easiest 10x. That's just our theme here, buddy. If you're curious about, okay, cool. I've seen, yeah, did a little digging into him in the past. He's great. And like, Dead always makes the point too of puppets kind of spawning all these derivatives, and in a way, OMB has done that too. I think nothing more than puppets have done, but OMB, man, their style is something. Yeah, Drex, I like Nat Cats. I like Nat Cats. I like everything about them. I don't know if they'll ever catch as far as like have these like a massive price because they mint forever. Even though I know it's really a slow process. I like Nat Cats though. I don't have any deep thoughts on it though. I think they'll do fine. I don't know if they ever do anything more than fine, but I think you'll find profits in them, and I like them. I like techie stuff, right? So I like techie projects, techie PFPs, cool story. Oh my God, yeah. Dude, yes. Guy's a madman. I love it. So, George, I'm curious about that. I think they are on chain. I think they're actually there. English could probably speak more. I think it's already there, but they're like in like there's no like they can't make changes. I think they can't make changes actually. I'm pretty sure that's the case. It is all locked in. It's just you hit certain blocks or they send some kind of code update that actually then unlocks the traits. But I think everything at this point is locked in and cannot be changed. I hope I could be wrong, but I think that's the truth. So which is the OMB collection if you're going for OMB? Is this the one that you're getting? Is that the collection? Skydog, you're welcome to DM me. My DM's always open, guys. So Hodl, I'm probably in the minority here, but I think all the stat attributes are kind of silly. I get them, but I think it's like, well, okay. I'm not like against them or anything, but I think it's like artificial rarity stuff. But that's everything. It's not like that's any different from everything else here in NFTs, right? On ETH, any other chain. It just to me felt so forced with some of the stuff, like sub 100K, sub 1 million. This sat, which there's fucking hundreds of thousands of, right? Like I get it, and it is fun, and it does gamify it a bit, and I'm all about that. So, okay, there's multiple OMB collections, right? Jared, what's up, brother? Great to see you, man. How you feeling, dude? You getting excited for everything right now? It's kind of getting exciting out there. Oh, so hang on. So OMB green. Oh, they're all... Okay, guys, they're all in the same collection. I didn't realize that. All right, well, I'm priced out of the green ones. So definitely, I'm going to have to go orange, if anything. Honest to God, I thought they were all... I thought it was all different collections, so I thought the supply was just getting bigger, which... maybe it is. So tell me this, guys. Will this supply grow? So total supply 5,200. Can that grow? Obviously, me sounding like an idiot here. I don't know. Okay. Oh, dude, so awesome. I saw Jedi Wolf's his tweet yesterday. Maybe it was this morning, but just talking about sentiment being at such a low point and what a great opportunity right now. Dude, so exciting. I'm very excited for art season. Tell you this, Jared, I'm really considering taking some liquid whatever right now and going to Tezos and getting a Garden Monolith. It was always a goal of mine to get a Garden Monolith. Always. And it's like, I sense that opportunity now. I don't, it's kind of a coin flip. But it's, you set these goals for yourselves and you got to stick to your goals. Maybe that's stupid. You got to be able to pivot, but I can get it now. Always wanted it. Love Zancan. Want to support him. Still got love for Tezos. It's tempting. Okay, so one more collection in OMB. So it does increase the supply, huh? Are they aiming to get all the way up to 10K? Like, is the next collection, whatever the next color is that going to bring it to 10K and then it's locked? That'd be interesting. I like them building out rarity that way. That changes my thesis, though, on there's only 30K of these top 4 Ordinals total. Puts us a little over 30K, right? I think we were at 27,000 or so between the 4 right now. Okay. Dude, that's awesome. Dude, that's so... I didn't realize that. Oh, wow, 20K. Ew. I don't like that. I don't like that. All right, I got some thinking to do, guys. Damn, guys, now I don't know. Okay, we don't have the users yet to support this kind of collection at this price if there's more supply, but I think there's so many more people coming in, and this is just thinking out loud here. Man, Node Monkeys are such a safe bet. I would like an OMB, though. And then Quantum Cats got me by the balls, man, with their freaking entangled thing. Yeah. It would make sense to do that next collection when Bitcoin really kind of like fulfills its destiny, right? Becomes that ecosystem. It is the chain for your collectibles. It's interesting, man. Lots to think about with this. I would love an OMB, but if the supply is going to 2 or 4x from here, that's tricky. As holders, you guys feel good about that? Like, feel fine? I bet in a way you're a lot like puppets. It's like, don't care the price. Send it to 0. Don't give a shit. That's pretty cool. Yeah, 10K. 20K would be really tricky. 10K, cool. And again, still thinking puppets. Still thinking the fact that I can get 2 for the price of any of these, or I can get 1 and keep a little Bitcoin on the side. I mean, hell, if I bought 1 puppet, that extra that I'd be keeping gets me the Garden Monolith. Tell you that's tempting. That's tempting right now to make a play on getting 1 puppet and 1 Garden Monolith. Man. Yeah. So what do you guys think at this point? Are you buyers or are you still waiting? Are you holding out? Like, when do you think this all comes? When do you think this rush starts? Because it's coming. It's coming, I think, sooner rather than later, but is sooner a couple weeks or is sooner this week? They kind of are, man. Kool-Aid, they kind of are. And you guys all love puppets, too. Interesting. Just so you know, I don't want this to spread too wide, but I shit on the puppets for fun. They fuck with me. I fuck with them back. Puppets are the under... See, and I agree, because I think they will be neck and neck with all the other big boys. Like when we're talking about that when the market really ramps up, neck and neck. So you get your biggest X's in puppets right now. Yeah, Whirly Girl, absolutely. Yeah, all those profits, all these airdrops coming, the blast drop, all this stuff, man. And I think a lot of people run into this ecosystem to collect the OG collections. It's hard to not get a Node Monkey. It's really hard to not want to grab one of those. Tell you right now, dude, kind of leaning OMB. Yeah. Node monkeys seem the safest bet. Maybe that's the best way to put it. They seem very safe. So the entangled is interesting because, okay, let's say you get your entangled. And let's say, in theory, maybe that's getting you whitelist for Taproot Wizards, right? Still got to come up with like a quarter Bitcoin or something to mint those, maybe even more. So it's like it's a bigger buy than just the price of the Alive Cat right now. Good stuff, Andrew. Hope your day is awesome, buddy. Yeah, Eduardo, why not? I think it very much feels like runes are the future of fungible tokens here on Bitcoin, so why not? Hey, your secret's safe here. I know other Node Monkey haters too, for sure. That team was not that team did a little fumbling throughout. I can tell you this, just like I say okay, no, I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say not mean stuff, but also not flattering stuff about the Node Monkeys team. But when I think about it, I've not had any bad interactions with them. I haven't. I come back to Honey Badgers, and I think they have every bit the claim on being the first original 10K collection, as Node Monkeys do. That's why I still think these guys, great team, great alpha in that community. Provenance, started inscribing before Node Monkeys did. They didn't finish before them, but they started before. They were announced as a 10K collection before. Vincent, that's actually very interesting. OMB are not early, Node Monkeys are. Do you think OMB are near their peak? That's a good point, George. Hey, George, that's a good lens to look at this through. Which of these collectibles are celebs gonna rock and price pump, all that good shit? And which ones are like the degen culture, which I think what's more important? You know, in theory, it's the intersection of both of those. And at that point, you got Quantum Cats. Man, well, it's everybody but puppets. But it's Node Monkeys, it's Quantum Cats, it's OMB. Man, this is so tricky. I mean, maybe the point here is you can't go wrong with any of them. Like, you just can't. Dude, interesting take. Okay. Oh, dude, Eduardo, yeah. I'm not a big believer in that like sub 100K inscriptions like have a ton of value. Like, I'm not a big buyer into that narrative, but shrooms are so low. I think like sub 100s. I think big money in that. I do, yeah. I think the sub 100 stuff makes sense. What do the shrooms go up to? Like, I mean, I'm sure they're all sub 1,000. Are they all sub 100? Jesus Christ. Yeah, let me double check. Oh, so some of them go over 1,000. Yeah, I mean, anything under... anything under 200-300, maybe up to 500, there's a point where I think it just starts mattering less and less. I think that number is under 1,000 still. Like, does shroom number 700 whatever, it'll have some more value than other stuff, but I don't know. What was the all-time high on shrooms? Like 3-4 Bitcoin? Oh, good shit, Dad. You did get a share. Good shit. Yeah, I dig the puppet names, and yeah, dude. shrooms will cook. I question these, like the 900, 700 range. Those really low number inscriptions, the really low ones. Like this guy, number 41. Man, like something like that. Like something like that. I bet in the long run, right? That even at that price, ain't cheap, man. It ain't cheap at all, but you're going to do fine on that one. Yeah. So, again, super low. And yeah, I do think there'll be points where people like just, that is the narrative, right? That's the thing people focus on. Influencers are talking about it. But yeah, I mean, I don't even think sub 10K matters a ton. Like, it's a little bit. Like right now, they hold a floor price, like a decent floor price. I mean, I'll tell you this. Last I checked, it's been a while. They were like 0.07 was the floor of sub 10K. I just don't know that it matters a ton. Yeah, Dead, I think this is somewhere where you and I agree a lot on, which is the price predictions. I think the same with shrooms too. Specifically the shrooms under 100. The shrooms that are etched under 100, I think that's the floor. And especially, like, man, the lowest ones, yeah, for fucking sure. You start getting up to, like, I don't see 6, 7, 8, 900 in that range having that 10 Bitcoin floor. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong. But that price, I agree, and I think we see that in the first, anything sub like 250, maybe 300, maybe, like, I don't know exactly. Definitely under 100. No, Huddle, I don't. So yes and no. There's so many, like, right? There's so many, and if somebody knows off the top of their head, but like those oldest ones, right? We're talking not tens of thousands. We're talking hundreds of thousands, if not more. Like, there's so many. I don't think that stuff matters. As cool as it is, knowing that you got a little extra provenance on whatever it is you're collecting, there's so many. Yeah, Dead. Because to me, the thesis is the Moon Boy shit that happened in 2021 is going to happen again, but bigger. But bigger. More people, more money, more adoption, more everything. And on Bitcoin for the first time. I'm with you in the Moon Boy mentality for all those reasons. I think if anybody's going by what happened in 2021 as our peak, we're never going to beat that. I think that's a mistake. I think we're going to smash that. We're already smashing it. I keep pointing this out. This time right here is this time right here, and we're already like 4 or 5 times higher as far as buyers, sellers, sales, all that stuff. This will all be 4 or 5 times higher. As I think. Let's even say 3 times higher. I don't see how that doesn't happen. So I'm with you in those price predictions, Dad. I'm exactly with you there. Yeah, a few extra bucks for sure. Like 0.1 Bitcoin more? I don't think so. I think that's the point where people will start thinking a little USD. And that's where I think it just doesn't matter a lot. For the very early shit, the very significant stuff, yeah. Couple extra bucks? Even a little more than a couple extra bucks. Yeah, people will overpay a little. But there's definitely a limit to that. It's dead. It's so different. That was the beta NFT bull run. That was maybe even the alpha. This might be the beta bull run. Yeah. Andrew, I see you're behind, but yeah, agreed. And at this point, I think it's such a bigger thing. Like the anybody who gets in office is going to have a crypto policy. It's great. No matter what, no matter who's elected, it's a different game for crypto now. And I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited what it means for the country. I am. I can't believe it. Eduardo, just keep in mind though, again, this, and I think I know you know, but the size, right? The number of rare sats that are out there. You're spot on, like, right? Like that rare, well, okay, if you're talking rare sat specifically, or that was an epic sat that sold right at the halving, those kind of things will do very well. Those really unique sats where there's like 32 ever, like there's very few of them, those are different. But we're talking about like the pizza sats and the block 450X sats and all that kind of stuff. There's so many. Those don't matter. A couple bucks, right? A little premium, the tiniest premium. Man. Right? So Whirly Girl. So, I'm sorry, Pork Queen. I mean, the politicians finally are, and their hand was forced. And God, man, I'm so excited. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get Malcolm on this show this week. The guy who asked Trump that question. The politicians are starting to, and the rest of the world hasn't yet. We aren't even capitulating yet. We're not at all-time highs, and we should be. Sentiment-wise, this should be all-time high, and we're not there. That is why I'm talking I need to buy something today. That's why I'm talking I need some positions today, because that capitulation's coming, and Bitcoin all-time high's coming, and ETH all-time high's coming. An all-time high is coming in all these collections. I don't think we're getting all-time high in ETH collections, but all these, all-time high is coming. It's man. Whirly Girl gets it. Yeah, Epic Sat, 32 ever. I mean, how many are there now? Just like 5 or 6 of it? Like, there's very few of them. But yeah. I mean, but you're spot on. Those kind of very rare sats are going to do very well. God, it's so exciting. It's going to be, man, it's going to be such a great time. That all plays a role, and this is why I say you got to watch that Raoul Pal video, because he touches on all that. It plays a role in this in such a bullish way for crypto. I mean, I think, to summarize his whole video is we've never seen an opportunity like what's still here in crypto. The fact that everything we've seen so far is still in a way nothing compared to what's coming. So like the market cap of crypto right now is, what is it, 1.5 to 2 trillion? And he's projecting 100 trillion. And I get it. I believe it. You watch that video and you'll understand why, if you didn't already, right? The whole everything, the whole world is shifting. It's all changing. Everything is breaking. At the same time, a solution's being offered up. At least a type of solution. I don't think it's going to play out exactly like we envision that crypto just takes over, but there's going to be this kind of merging of old and new worlds and old and new systems, and Bitcoin and blockchain very much at the center of that. Man, I cannot wait. Vincent, maybe in the long run, because I think money's going to get valued differently too. This all ties into that bigger conversation of Elon Musk saying nobody's going to have to work and we're all going to get UBI, and I think we'll all get UBI through tokens of some sort, right? Okay, we're going to hit a point in the future where it's just a lot of disposable income and it's going to be free to live. Okay, so like I'm picturing 25 years out, they're going to hit all-time high floor prices again eventually. I think that. Yuga Labs, I'm not I'm not convinced apes will. That goes back to the conversation about like Coinbase's marketplace. Are they permanently damaged? And it's possible. Like apes are to me in that conversation of just because you're early and you did something cool early doesn't make you an automatic winner from here on out. Whereas CryptoPunks needed to and still need to do nothing. They don't got to do anything. So Punks will hit an all-time high floor again for sure. Although with Punks, I still stick to US dollar value, and I still think those are going to be a million floor, and that's what'll matter the most in the long run. But yeah, Punks I think can and will at some point hit a new all-time high. I'm not convinced that Bored Apes will. I'm definitely not convinced, and I don't even think it's a 50-50. There's a good chance of it, 40%, something like that. But I'm definitely not convinced Bored Apes are going to hit an all-time high again. I don't see it. especially knowing the team hasn't built anything. There's nothing they've built in the meantime, so there's nothing in the short term that they're going to deliver to drive that price up. There's nothing. So I don't see it. And again, won't be shocked if it happens. I just don't see it right now. Yeah, Yuga would need, if Yuga had been building the other side and actually was delivering that, actually, like, they delivered on the other side and it lived up to expectations, and all of a sudden people realized, oh my God, here's a metaverse. Here's a metaverse that is what we thought it was going to be. That would do it. Maybe. And still a maybe. But the fact that they don't have the metaverse, they have not been working on it, they don't have anything. In a way, I look at Yuga Labs as starting back at square one. Okay, saying that out loud, though, that does bring a scenario where, all right, teams put out a product, people can figure out the value of product. When you put out something tangible, people can figure out the value of an NFT, right? It's just how it works. As soon as stuff is tangible, it's worth less. When you can speculate away on how high the thing can go, because this team is supposedly cooking and building, and they're promising like the biggest fucking thing in the universe, that's when prices reach those all-time highs. In a way, Yuga Labs has the opportunity to do that again. They do. Again, they got to promise they're building something we've never seen before. And maybe it involves them having to drop another token, which is horrible. But they do have this situation. There is a scenario where they could do it again. Could. But yeah, pretty damn unlikely. Myself, again, pretty, for the most part, meaningless. Again, because there's so million. Hang on, let me look. Okay. So, okay, consider this, and if this number still applies from back in the day, and I'm assuming it does, there's 100 million sats in each Bitcoin. Right? There's so fucking many of these sats. There's so many of them, it doesn't matter. The influencers did a really, really good job of telling us it matters, and I'm telling you, for the most part, it doesn't. Like, we're talking tens and tens, and we're talking actually hundreds of millions of these sats that sound really good. First transaction sat. Right? Like, it sounds really good. It's just, the problem is they're not actually rare. There's a fuck ton of them. It's a good question, Snow, and I think right now it matters by chain, but I'd say, I'll be totally honest, if you actually want to have demand, I think we're talking more like 1,000. Maybe up to like 5,000 at the most. It just kind of depends. It's not 10. I think for the size of the space right now, if you want to have kind of always demand, probably over 1,000, because you need to have enough people in there. Like, you need to like have that incentive there for people to grab it. Quantum Cat's kind of in that sweet spot. Like, we got Genesis Kongs as an example of 1,000, and it works, but they also quickly get out of reach for most people. But still, yeah, somewhere 1,000, 3,000, 5,000 at most. 10. I think anything above 5,000 is a problem because it's so PvP. It's just the nature of this space, which Bitcoin still has this in its favor, that as activity ramps up, and it gets so much more expensive to transact, they've got less PvP because less collections are created. It gets too expensive. So that's why Bitcoin is always a very unique situation over there. And it's why these guys in particular are always going to do so well. The better Bitcoin does, the less competition there's going to be. It gets too expensive. Yeah, Dad, do you think 10K is too big? Like, I will swear by that. 10K is just still way too big. That's the question, dude. When? This week, next week, this summer? Man, it's coming. Yeah. So myself, there's too many. There's too many of those sats to matter. Yeah, and like I say, that is somebody who, like, I bought something like Golden Ratio from Harto because it, not because, but it also had all those little provenance plays. It had all those rare sats on it. And that's what got me digging a little more and realized, oh, yeah, I mean, they're rare. I mean, as in they're significant, but they're not actually rare. So it is what it is. They're cool. They're cool little extra talking points, but I don't think they add a ton of value. 10K not too big. Keeps things liquid. You know, okay, so as long as we got platforms like Blast and stuff, or Blur incentivizing, you know, the liquidity to come in, yeah, but the bear market is where I think you really see why those collection sizes suffer. With that said, nobody's buying anything in the bear market, so maybe that doesn't matter. And that's a good point, too. That's a really good point, guys. Volume is the best marketing, yeah. Yeah, really good points. Shut the fuck up, English. No, I'd still argue too big. No, I do think that. I think too big. But that's where you're totally right. There is a big element of it that people buy when they see other people buying. So there has to be enough to encourage people to buy. It's a really good point, guys. That's why Quantum Cats, I mean, volume is so much less. There's less supply. There's less buying because of it. So, again, it's a really, really good point. 10K collections are getting all the volume. But then just thinking of the bear market and what do I want to be stuck holding, and it's honestly none of those guys. It's this guy. It's these two. English, are we doing a show tomorrow? We got the little announce show tomorrow? Dude, it'd be fun to chat all this stuff on there. We got to get people up. I can't remember, dude. Do we have people come up and chat? We don't do that often if we do it at all. Fuck is this? Oh, good shit. Okay, cool. All right, guys. Well, I think it's time to wrap. I didn't buy anything live. I've not convinced myself yet. I should. God damn it, guys. All right, hang on. Let me think. I'm going to be right back. All right. All right. God damn it, guys. Wait, who are you telling to get a blob? Dude, English, like, if we don't have a guest tomorrow, let's just, like, get the community up chit-chatting about this shit. All right, hang on. Yeah, dude. Yes. If you got multiple Mad Lads, abso-freaking-lutely you should be selling one to get a Quantum Cat. Absolutely, dude. That is financial advice. And being dead serious. If I had multiple Mad Lads, I would absolutely be finding my way into a collection like Quantum Cats. Like, absolutely. That's what I'm leaning towards, dead, which sucks. I already got a blob. I don't think that was meant for me, though. 6 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night. Spaces on the Little Noun Show account. We had Leonidas on 2 weeks ago. We had Snacks, who we just saw as he said he's leaving his post as a CryptoPunks mod. A comprehensive market report, guys. Yeah. That's gonna be fun. Good shit. Yeah, come show up. Come up and chat, guys. That'd be awesome. All right. Let me think. I might be. It may be time. It may be time. We're locked and loaded. I will say Puppet is tempting because it's only burning half my Bitcoin. And I think we're going to sweep in this collection sooner rather than later. Man, if I'm sitting here trying to decide, it's probably... Man, you got to go in with conviction. I've got conviction in quite a few of these. Okay, is this an alive? That looks like an alive cat. Yeah. So we got an alive cat at 0.28. This is so hard. Do you guys know if you throw offers, does it take your Bitcoin, right? Like it's like kind of locked up. You can't offer that to another. I like this guy. Would love a node monkey. I really like OMB. Man, I really like these. I don't like that the collection size is going to grow, to be honest. But I mean, all of these are these are all a 2x in the short term. Within a couple months. English, I got a blob, dude. I got a nice wireframe blob. I got an awesome fucking blob. So I definitely don't need. That's why I'm itching to know what wireframe is. What's the scheme, Beanzo? What's the scheme? Tell me, brother. I think we maybe got a fudder here. I hope. Please tell me you're here to fud, bro. Yeah, fair. Nah. I honestly, I don't want another blob. I'll tell you this, that collection, I like it. Obviously, I like you guys, the team, but it doesn't resonate with me because I don't know what the fuck it is still. Like, it's hard to buy something that I don't know what the fuck it is. Isn't it sad when somebody, like, truly doesn't get what's happening? And, like, they think they do, but they truly don't understand. Like, they're so detached. Maybe lack reasoning skills. I don't know. Like, just can't comprehend, like, and can't, like, lacks the vision to see this shift that's happening. It's wild. I mean, fuck. I get it. It's hard to not sympathize, right? Like, this space is full of garbage scams. It is. It's easy to look at that. It's easy to look at that and just think it's all that. It takes, guys, you know the time you guys have put into this space. You know the time you've put in here researching projects and buying and learning lessons and all this shit. It takes that to understand why some of these are truly different, right? And like why some of these are part of something much bigger. Because that 99% of the rest of it is bullshit and it is scams and it is dirty. So like anybody who's got a take and thinks this is a scheme and a scam like our friend Beanzo might, I get it. But you got to put in more time to understand. Like to not recognize there's something actually happening here is crazy. And at the same time, I get it. So dude, Beanzo, dude, I hope you stick around maybe. Just to understand why so many of us actually believe in this scheme. Why a lot of really smart people think there's much more than a scheme going on. It's worth it. Hope you stick around, man. I wasn't offering refunds. I'll offer a refund on a Quantum Cat if you don't 2x it this year. God damn it, guys. Am I going to pussy out of this here? It's a real possibility, guys. I can't make up my mind. I really think these are all going to pump this week, too, potentially. Again, Beanzo, it's something that takes a little more time to see the stuff that isn't the shit that you've seen. You've seen all the shit, dude. You've seen all the scams. We see it, too. We lived through that stuff. You did. I think you did, too. But it takes time to see... I think the real substance that is happening here. There is real substance. I'm glad you're still here, by the way. None of us are here for the scams, nor do we enjoy that part of the space. It fucking sucks, because all of us get hit by that stuff, too. All the trash. All the pump and dumb shit. Some of that you gotta look at is it's just a playground. People are pushing in, truthfully, new tech. Like, feeling it out, playing around, seeing what does what, pushing buttons. It's a lot of that going on, too. A lot of unintentional scams and rugs and shit, too, but it's exciting to see that people are truly taking new tech and building with it, seeing what they can do with it. Part of that involves just putting a lot of garbage and shit out there. Like, and not with bad intentions either. Interesting. OSF bearish on Ordinals. ETH ETF changes narratives. Ordinals is a headache to acquire. Why would... Yeah. All right. Ordinal's a headache to acquire is one of the reasons why. Because they're not going to be a headache to obtain here soon. They're actually easier than ever. Dude, they were a headache before when you had to... when we were doing it on spreadsheets and shit, right? Like, I mean, that was crazy. Still not easy. But Magic Eden even working on a solution for mempool sniping, right? So people can't snipe your shit. Point is, it is still difficult. And that's definitely when you want to get in. Definitely. Beanzo, dude, that definitely happens. There is a good amount of that. But truthfully, most of what you're seeing is it's people playing the lotto. People playing a slot machine. It's a lot of that. I would say it's a majority of that. People thinking, hey, maybe I'm going to get lucky and this thing goes to whatever and I've just made a bunch of money. It's a majority of that. But in the midst of that, you've got a couple things that just are different. And I'm telling you, just a couple. There's not a lot of substance. And I like to poke fun at, like, we love to say we're building, right? Like, everybody's like, we're building. And I make fun of it. It is mostly a meme because there's not a lot that's been built. Truthfully, there's not a lot that's been built here. Other than the platforms, like the infrastructure is actually being built. That's the beautiful part. That's the most fun part. And the little byproduct of that is all these collections, who all think they're building, and to some little tiny degree they are. But most of them aren't. With that said, a few of them are, and a few of them are really great places to hang and to learn. And if you're just buying it to get into great communities for info, to me, that's enough for some of these. To me, that's enough to justify some of those prices. But a lot of it, a majority, is still slot machine. There is a degree of money laundering, dude, for sure. That's why, dude, it's literally why here on our site, on CryptoSlam, we filter out wash trades. And it's a lot of fucking, like, look at this. A third of ETH's volume is all wash trades. It's a lot of money laundering. It's a lot of just gamified stuff. It's just this weird PvP ecosystem. But if you can dial down to the core of it and understand that gaming is going this way, whether people want it or not, they do. They just kind of don't get it. But the whole infrastructure of just everything online is changing. It's flipping over to this new system called blockchain. It's cool shit. So there's a lot of gems in here and a ton of fucking garbage that really taints it all. Ordinal's heading to acquire. I'm still stuck on this. Why would new entrants want them? Okay, I'll tell you this, Colin. For me, it's the Asian market. They want them, and they from their mouth at the Bitcoin and Ordinal's Asia conferences. It's different over there. I get that a lot of people here are already kind of not giving a shit. I think they're going to, but I think it's a whole other market that's going to be in this ecosystem. But that's a big point. Picture this scenario too, Colin. Elon Musk came out very anti-NFTs. Who gives a shit, right? Because they're not on chain. That was his big point. I don't know if he doesn't know or just doesn't give a shit yet, or he hasn't seen it, but man, when he realizes that ordinals are on chain, that fixes his only problem with NFTs. Just that they're not on chain. And we got a guy like him tweeting about them. It's to me, ordinals are one of the most obvious, easiest things. You got to left curve ordinals. You got to left curve them. Anything else, and you definitely talk yourselves out of something that's a pretty easy opportunity. Yeah, those are great too, Draco. By the way, Draco, great to see you, man. And dude, really, it's a really great point. A lot of the innovation is happening on Solana. Yeah, they got the 404s. Yeah, Beanzo, again, yeah, a lot of that too. A lot of that. But you're commenting on the way traders are trading and in a way less about, like, that's a comment on the traders, maybe less about the projects. You know, some of the guys who are actually here building cool shit. A lot of people, like, are just opportunists, and they just sense an opportunity. They're just kind of taking advantage of the turbulence here in the space. But the turbulence is here. Look for what it is that's making the turbulence. What's out here that's actually, like, kind of like blazing this path that's getting the waters all chopped up that everybody's now playing in. Keep your eyes on that and less about how the traders are playing it. And with that said, that's where your opportunities are, though. The fact that there are guys doing this, playing this, flipping this way, the fact that that is happening around it means there's opportunities for you to do that too. And I can tell you, most of the guys who are doing that aren't good at it. You could probably outplay them. So that's, again, another side effect here of new tech and how disruptive it is those opportunities, right? Those opportunities mean these guys are taking advantage and spending big money. You can probably do it better than most of them. It's a little secret I think a lot of people don't know. It's you plug into the right kind of communities, you get in the right info streams, you learn what the quality stuff is, you can trade better than anybody in the space. A lot of these guys are like kind of part-timers, not so great at it. And by the way, Beanzo, I appreciate you sticking around and just chatting. Fantasy Top. It needs to be products they give a shit about. NBA Top Shot, Sorare type stuff, draft. It needs to be products that they already know and like, and you know what I mean? In games, it's all the stuff we all know. It's that pretty obvious shit. Just like doing this, like what we're doing, like buying PFPs and stuff. They won't care until it's like their avatar for something that's useful. To get in the speculative part in trading, it's such a niche thing, man. I think we're a while off from fucking everybody doing that. Still, with that said, it's going to grow massively this year. But Fantasy Top is a great sign of that. That, to me, fantasy fucking Twitter influencer on whatever influencer is such a crazy thing. Normies will care about that. They all got their favorite influencer. They're just the hardest crowd to win over to this stuff, too. So, tricky there. Yeah, it just takes, man. Yeah, Beanzo, that's it. I think you buy an NFT. I mean, kind of if you just want to keep it. A lot of people here are just buying to collect. Like the art movement here is something that's, I mean, quite literally going to be written about in history books. In the art history books, like Beeple. Like, you know what I mean? This stuff that is actually putting to use tech. Right? Like where digital artists are actually making a living now. That's stuff that's it's a real thing. And it's a real tangible thing. It's wild. But how do you buy an NFT and profit from it? I mean, kind of like anything else, how do you profit from it? The stock market, this is no different than the stock market. That is also PvP. But if you buy an NFT, how do you profit from it besides convincing someone else to buy it? I mean, I guess the honest reply is that how is that different from anything else? How do you profit in anything? Like literally anything. You know, your car appreciating, right? Your house appreciating is the exact same thing. It just happens on a longer time frame usually, less so lately, but it's the same thing. The core thing is still the same. Your house is still the same. It appreciates if somebody thinks it's worth more because it's in a great location, because it's got great amenities. You've done some, you know, your landscaping's fantastic, all that shit. It appreciates because someone else thinks it's worth more. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you this, Beanzo, it's easy to get stuck in this thought that, like, something feels wrong and off about this because the money is so big. It's so much money people are throwing out this. And for something that's just hard to grasp, like JPEGs for literal pictures. So it makes it feel like it's something that's very different and scammy and like, ew. But the fact is, it is just like anything else. It's collectibles which have been around forever. It's the same thing. It's just this space moves very fast. And it's kind of the beauty of this tech in this space. It's what this space allows. It's cutting out the middleman and the red tape and all these platforms that you can just kind of pop up and do this trading on. Again, this is a lot of, what's the right word for it? God, what's the right word? Whatever. It'll come to me. I just think it's ultimately a lot of people just playing with tools and tech and it's a lot of fun to be had around that. Man, Draco, yes. I mean, just everything. You know, my guitars, music equipment, things appreciate. It just happens at just like the same way AI is this thing that grows exponentially. This space allows for things to move very fast. Picture in the real world, if you want to go sell your card, you got to go down to the shop, or you got to go on eBay and list it, and you got to wait and hope somebody sees your listing and all this stuff. Everything moves faster here because the blockchain just allows you to do shit directly with people. It's again because it's online, because it's trustless, and that's an important thing to know about this stuff. It's that these systems allow this stuff to happen in this trustless way, right? That's what lets us move so much faster. But yeah, very much the same as any other market. Nothing different happening here in that regard. Nothing. This is how collectible markets and speculative markets work. Just faster. In a silly new asset class. Fair to say that. It is a silly new asset class. But don't lose sight of the fact that this is something brand new. Like that digital items all of a sudden are preserved. Like literally preserved forever on a public ledger. Like this didn't exist before. Digital asset before, you copy paste it, you got a duplicate of it. You can't ever track down the original without going to a digital forensic expert and through the court systems and shit. Like, not realistic. That would never happen. You don't need any of that now because the blockchain preserves it. And I think at this point it's clear blockchain's not going away. Bitcoin's not going away. ETH is not going away. Ethereum's not going away, right? Solana probably not going away. It's not. So you got these records being kept in a place that is, at this point, permanent. And then we get to non-fungible. You can't copy them. So they're on these public ledgers. They cannot be copied. The entire history of them, their transaction record on-chain. And all of a sudden, you got this huge speculative bubble that's forming around this brand new asset class. It's just, when you think about it simply like that, again, it's crazy. And it's a lot of money being thrown around it, but it's because a brand new asset class is just birthed here in the past few years. Well, it's less about what you need, Benzo. Or I'm sorry, Beanzo. Less about what you need. It's what do people want? And if you don't want it, that makes sense, right? Like, I get it. You may not want it. You might be happy with just having the copy paste, or just you can right click and save the image. So, like, you got to think, though, it's not about what you want, because your wants are going to change, right? What do other people want? What do these guys who've got millions of dollars and they want for nothing in life? What do they enjoy? They enjoy this. They enjoy collecting. Like, it's in our nature to collect. So, yeah, less about what you need. And I guarantee you're going to find something in this space that you maybe don't need, but you actually enjoy. But yeah, less about what you need. It's more to what do people like. Do you like fantasy sports? Because there's fantasy sports NFTs. And as those platforms are built out, I think people are finding there's some cool advantages there too, that you actually own your cards. And it opens up a whole different kind of market for trading these assets, for trading your fantasy sports players, right? I think that's so cool. Fantasy sports, I think, right now is one of the best early use cases of NFTs, as is pure art. You know, like generative art, AI art, all that stuff. I think fantasy sports is, man, just huge for this stuff. T-Market. This is gaming skins. This is Counter-Strike gaming skins and Dota and Rust and all that kind of stuff, right? Gaming skins and these Guild Guardians, those are gaming assets. Those are avatars in a game. That game is giving away $1 million in prizes over this next month or two. Right? So that's why people are enjoying those right now. It's so wild to see, but every single one of these is a different kind of product. Sorare is fantasy sports, so fantasy baseball, fantasy football, basketball. Again, you own your player, you own your card. You compete for weekly prizes like you do in fantasy sports. Difference is you own that card, you own that player, you can go trade them. And some of these trade for hundreds of thousands. And I want to say we saw $1 million Sorare sale, I think this year. I mean, Beanzo, that's part of it. I mean, it's a big part of it, how well a player's doing. But there's other things, right? There's a lot of cards that go up because they're error prints. Isn't there? There's a card with a dude who's got his bat and it says fuck on the bottom, right? That card's worth a fuck ton because it's funny. Lean into that, because that's a lot of what this space is. It's funny. It's memeable. And especially put a focus on memes. People love memes, and they value them. And a lot of what you're seeing is going on now is the valuation of memes. But dude, again, if we're talking about sports cards and what makes them valuable, you're right. It is their stats and performance. It's a lot of other things, and you can't discount those. It's their likability. It's the moment. There's cards that are selling because of who's in the background of the card, who's sitting in the crowd, right? Some cards are worth more. A lot of cards are worth more because who is in the picture too. It's not just their performance. And that's like what I just mentioned there is super important. You gotta be able to, you gotta appreciate that. It is true. It is absolutely true. What is the fuck bat worth? Hang on. Let's look this up. The fuck face. Okay. Here we go. Right? Like, just an example. It's not the stats, and yes, some of these are one-off. But there's value in some of these things because other things completely independent of the stats of the player's performance. A lot of things like that in the space. Yeah. But it is purely subjective stuff kind of all around. Because the other thing too, I mean, even with cards and stats, the supply matters a lot. It boils down to supply demand. How much does somebody want the thing? How many of them are there? Kind of the end. That is a big part of what happens here too. Some cool stuff. People with disposable income that just want to grab the cool stuff. All of a sudden you get PvP, other people who might want the cool stuff too. And who's going to outbid each other? It's fun, dude. You're okay. Beanzo, you're on a really interesting path here. And like, I hope you stick with this and keep questioning. I hope you do. This was everybody here. We were all in the exact same place. I didn't get it. I didn't like it. I didn't appreciate it for a while. I understood that other people saw something in it. I'm like, I gotta understand what they're seeing. I gotta make this make sense. And every single one of us at some point, it clicked. At some point it clicks and you have this aha moment. You're like, holy shit. There's a holy shit moment that every single person here has had where something clicks, where there's something much bigger going on here than just kind of these individual assets and why so much money and this and that. It comes down to like, oh my God, digital assets. Yes, we had digital stuff before, but digital assets that you own. Forget what the actual asset is, the fact that we have digital assets that can't be copied. It just boils down to that. And when you start thinking about that and being like, could I see a scenario where there is a digital asset where I can understand its tangible value, and that one scenario, I would understand why somebody would pay this much money for it. You got to find one example where it would make sense to you. Picture the oldest, coolest video game you ever played, and if there were an asset in that game that one person owned. Or if it's a sports collectible. Use sports collectibles as the example. The rarest ever card as an NFT, its value goes up because player does well, right? Then in theory it should have value, and what's interesting here is it's digital. Not physical, it's digital. It can't be burned in a house fire. You don't got to keep it in a safe. You don't got to worry about anybody ever physically stealing it. It's preserved on chain. Literally on chain forever. It's cool shit, man. A lot of cool shit here. But yeah, great points, great questions all around, guys. Awesome stuff. Now, God damn it, should I be buying something? Damn it. We've got a COVID person in the house. Damn it. Great. I'm going to get sick. Yay. Anything else, guys? I want to buy something. I can't decide. I can't just sit here and just like debate till I buy something. I could, I guess. Here's what usually helps me get over this hump. Okay? It's thinking about how far can things fall in the next, couple weeks, right? If I go buy something and then I'm really hurting, I need to get liquid, how much do I stand to lose? Quantum cats, can they fall to 0.2? Yeah. Node monkeys, yeah. All of them. I don't think puppets go so much lower. I don't know. Puppets 0.08? I don't see puppets going that much lower. They got some big ETH supporters. Either way, point there is I don't think there's a huge downside. The risk is, does the upside get away from you fast enough where you can't get in? That's what I'm thinking right now. Quantum Cats could have news this week. They could. I don't know that they do, but if Quest, whatever number we're at now, Quest 6 or 7, that comes on Tuesday, a bunch of people tweeting out about this game. Do they reveal another layer of traits? Maybe. Is that bullish for their price? Probably. God, I'm so indecisive, man. Yeah, then George, that would only be a puppet. Yeah, I'm with you on cats. All right, I got some thinking to do. It would be dumb to buy live just because I'll be buying just for the sake of buying here. I gotta think. Okay, tomorrow. Let me think what shows are going on tomorrow because, okay, I do this 7 days a week. I'm probably gonna throttle back a little tomorrow though. Like, I'm not sure. Oh, here's an idea. I might test tomorrow where I said the Inside NFTs morning show that I normally edit and stuff. Maybe tomorrow I'm going to test the live version of it, right? Like a 10-15 minute live stream in the morning. Headlines. It'll be a lot of today's info just consolidated. So I might do it live tomorrow morning. I don't know if I'm going to do Chain Reactor at 10. I'm tempted to because nobody else is going to do their shows tomorrow. I'm tempted to do what I do, which is do a show when everyone isn't. And then we do have the Little Noun show tomorrow night. So, I don't know. Point of that was really fucking confusing. I don't know. You're definitely going to get inside NFTs. You may not get Chain Reactor. Maybe that was the point. We'll see. Anyway, guys, fucking thank you. Fucking thank Jesus. I get stuck swearing. I don't like it, but thank you guys. Like always, appreciate the hell out of each and every one of you joining and hanging and sharing your insights. I got a lot to think about. Be thinking about these little fuckers quite a bit. Yeah, thinking pretty hard about these guys. But if I do my buy, I'm going to share with you guys what I grab and why. All that good stuff. Beanzo, stick around, brother. Honestly, if you never get into NFTs and you just enjoy me here and there hearing about it, stick around, dude. Always open to chat about this stuff, whether on the show or you DM or whatever, always. But I'll tell you this, more than anything, it's just worth learning about. I think you see in politics, clearly stuff is shifting. There's something here to all this crypto and NFT stuff. As somebody who's been in the space now for years and all these guys who are watching now, I can just tell you it's probably worth your time and attention. I'll leave it at that. We'll see where it goes from there, but it's worth your time and attention. We'd love to have you just hanging either way. Anyway, guys, hope your weekend's great. Hope your Sunday's great. Tomorrow, hope your day's off, and it's also a great day, and I'll certainly be seeing you then. On that, guys, out of here. See you later.